welcome back to the channel. This is me climbing the Weissmies, and this was quite an eventful climb. We had an avalanche come down just before we turned the junction where one of the slacks were. Very steep snow banked out to the top. It was a very interesting and memorable climb, and if you'd like to watch it, and hopefully it can inspire you to climb it, but not from the northwest flank. That's one thing I would definitely not do again, certainly in the summer months. I would go up the ridge and then go back down that. So yeah, hopefully you can enjoy this video and see us climbing the Weissmies, one of the classic routes to the Alps. Thank you. So we intended to set off from the Weissmies about 3:30 in the morning. The reason for that was there's a lot of seracs and crevasses on that route, so we were hoping that by getting out early it was going to be a bit more frozen. Unfortunately that was not the case. It's been very warm in the Alps this week, and too warm in fact. So yeah, it was quite soft on the glacier, which is not ideal, certainly not going through the seracs. However, we were still out on there very early.
Oh, is that it?
What we were left with now is the shoulder to climb up, so we come through all the seracs, crevasses. By this time obviously you can see the picture that the weather had started clearing. Views of the Lagginhorn over to the left, and we can start hearing rock fall at this point from the cliffs in front of us. The climb was coming in quite quick actually, going back out, but it was fantastic. So you can see just as quick as it's come in, it's gone back out again. There's quite a bit of fresh wind there. So yeah, we carried on pulling up the shoulder, and then up another ramp, and then onto another ramp which is quite steep. The teams ahead of us, they were taking a little bit more time than what you'd expect, so it did indicate that obviously there was quite an icy step with some very steep ground and some steep exposure.
Nee.
Testplatz.
Well done.
Fundraising
With
just different charities for the children's hospices.
okay.
So we're up to about £30,000 now. So yeah,
Nice guy.
so
I think you will be very proud.
yeah, we got a few more to do on this fundraiser. So yeah, we'll get there.
Oh wow.
Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah.
There's a lovely group of people on the summit there. Just finished speaking to them about Charlie and the fundraiser and why we've actually got the banner out. Very nice, and they give us €50 when we got back down to the hut. Just sat there, came over with the money, which was absolutely fantastic and very humbling. Must admit, once I got to the top of this one, a bit emotional actually. Felt having to choke up some tears. I think that was mainly 8 years ago I had to turn back on this one, and given the reason why we're out there and doing this for the fundraiser in Charlie's memory, it just felt a bit overwhelming actually, in a nice way, in a positive way. But it was a good achievement doing that day. You can see there from the ridge and looking over to the Lagginhorn, it's an absolutely stunning mountain. I really would recommend it to anybody. However, like I said before, northwest flank with these warm temperatures, with the seracs and the debris all over the glacier, a little bit iffy I think. So if I go back down that route, it's going to be September when I go back out, and then keep that where it's a bit more frozen. I think that's definitely the way to do it, as opposed to in June or July. There's quite a lot of people almost running across the glacier at the bottom. I'm going to leave the video with the view of this, looking back down the ridge. It's absolutely stunning mountain. You've got the Taschhorn in the back, Lagginhorn around the corner, and Alpine. It's just absolutely stunning place to be. We continued on further down. It's quite a long walk, and like I said before, on the way down, I believe there was a team above us that potentially triggered an avalanche. It's about 10 metres away from us. Actually took out part of the path which we were walking on, so we had to traipse back through that and re-put that in. So I was the first one across that out of everybody, which fell to my lot unfortunately, but some post holding to get some decent footsteps in there. Yeah, that was quite a tense moment getting across that where it all just gone, especially with it being a bit loose at the top. And got back down, and like I say, you know, everybody was just sort of almost running across the glacier. I think hearing the guides talking as well as other climbers that northwest flank, certainly when it's so hot and it has been a steady period of warm weather there, if the freezing level as it was like 5,500 meters, so it just wasn't freezing overnight, and a couple of good melt freeze cycles I think was in order. A lot of debris from the seracs in the far corner of the mountain when we came back down, because obviously it was dark when we were going up. Yeah, no, I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm going to go going on to the next one, was the Breathtaking. So unfortunately that's where the adventures all ended really because of the weather. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that one and some other little bits of scenery. Thanks, bye now.